Okay, sugar. So let's pick up where we left off the last time we chatted. All right. Now, if you recall, I was telling you why your 2025 would look just like your 2024 if you did not address these three things. All right. So these are the three things that you must address if you are going to accomplish your goals this year. And I said it's your thoughts, it's your emotions, and it's your behaviors. Okay. So today we are only going to focus on the first one is our thoughts. All right. Now, when I was thinking about how I wanted to talk about this, something popped into my head, and I was thinking about how babies come into this world. Right, we come into this world not literally how babies come. Hold on, sugar. Wait, no. But literally how when we are born head first. All right, we are pushed into this world with our head coming first. If we try to come feet first, they call that breach. All right. So the first thing that popped into my head about that was in order to come into something, you have to come out of something. Right? So you can't stay where you are and coming to your new goals. You can't come into this new year still stuck in the same thought patterns of last year. You have to come out of those thought patterns before you can come into this new year with a new set of goals and new set of accomplishments. All right. Now, a lot of times the mistake that we make is that we try to come into our goals breach, right? We try to come into our goals feet first, meaning we start to think about the things we need to do, right? I need to do this. I need to do that. So we try to start moving our feet before we start thinking with our head. Remember, we came into this world head first. When we are trying to approach our new goals, our new dreams, create a new life, we have to come into this new thing head first. So our thoughts are more important in terms of us reaching our goals more so than our feet. All right. Not to say that what we do isn't important, because I literally just said we're going to talk about behaviors. That's going to be the third thing we talk about. But the first thing you have to address are your thoughts. So when we get stuck on our actions, moving our feet, this is why, again, I'm saying it's breach, because this is why we start to stutter step. We'll do a little bit and then we'll stop. We'll do a little bit and then we stop. We'll make progress here and then we'll stop. We'll do good for about a good 3 weeks and then we'll stop. It's because we're focusing on our feet. We're focusing first on our actions and we're not focusing on our thoughts. It's more about what you think and less about what you do. And teaser alert, spoiler alert, what you think impacts what you do. So if you're not thinking right, then trust me, sugar, whatever you're doing, it's not really getting you to your goals. Again, this is why you keep starting and stopping, or it's something that you've been wanting to do for years, but you can't quite accomplish it because you've been doing and doing and doing and doing, and you haven't stopped to think. All right. Now, a couple of barriers. I want to give you a couple of barriers that get in the way of us really thinking about things in the proper light and accomplishing our goals. All right. Now, the first thing, let me get this camera right because it's like all in my nose. The first thing that I want you to focus in on is stinking thinking. Again, sugar, what are you thinking? What we think matters. We can't just have unlimited negative thoughts and unlimited pessimism and unlimited negativity and think we are going to accomplish positive goals, positive outcomes. It does not work that way. Whatever you think, that is what will actually manifest in your life. So if you think that you're always going to be fat, then guess what, sugar? You are always going to be fat. If you think that you are not good enough, then guess what, sugar? When you show up to that place, that job, that thing, that you, not because you are actually not good enough, because you are. But when we think we're not good enough, then we will start to kind of dumb ourselves down a little bit. We will start to dim our light. We won't show up as our full selves because we are already thinking that we are not good enough. If you think you too old, if you think you too young, whatever you think becomes your reality. Even the Bible tells us that. So shall a man thinketh, so is he. I mean, whatever you think, that's what shapes your reality. So when we are talking about shaping our new year, shaping our goals, shaping what our lives look like and building the lives that we desire and deserve, we have to start with our thoughts. And if we have stinking thinking happening, if everything is negative, every situation is that you think negatively about everything, you're always waiting on the next shoe to drop, you're always like speaking negative about situations because again, what you say comes from what you think. You can't think negative and then speak positive. Those two things don't go together, right? So if you have stinking thinking that is just running amok in your head, that is the first thing that you have to tackle if you are going to truly create a life that you want. All right. So the first thing, and again, I'm a coach. I always give my clients head and heart work. I give you activities. So the first thing I want you to do is think about your thoughts. And I know that sounds like redundant. Think about your thoughts. But seriously, think about what you are thinking. Think about like when you're just sitting and, just not really doing anything necessarily or just sitting quiet or right before bed and, what is happening on the hamster wheel of your mind? Is it positive or negative? What are you telling yourself? Is it stinking thinking? Is it uplifting? Is it empowering? Or is it minimalizing you and your circumstances and your skills? What are you thinking? All right. So that's one thing that I want you to focus on. The next thing I want you to focus on is focus on creating a positive environment. Okay, so sometimes we get stuck in these stinking thinking, negative thought patterns because we have a very negative environment. We're surrounded by very negative people. We're watching, and listening to a lot of negative conversations or negative situations and scenarios on TV. Like if you're constantly watching it, and again, let me give a caveat to this. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with, something that's entertaining or, whatever. I'm not criminalizing any of those things. However, I am asking you to be aware of its impact on your thoughts, right? Have you ever noticed how you can hear a song and it'll make you think of someone, or you may hear something or see something on TV and it'll make you reminisce about, a time back when, or, these things do impact your thoughts. They do impact what you're thinking. The people that you have around you, they impact you. So don't treat these interactions and these connections as casual because they're not. Again, I'm not villainizing anything. I'm just asking you to be aware of its impact on you. Something that someone else can watch, it may not be something that you can watch because it takes you to a negative thought space. Okay, so we have to make sure that we're being aware of the things that we're allowing in our environment and evaluate it to see, is it helping you to create a positive environment? Is that relationship, that friendship, that business partnership, that connection helping you to create a positive mind space? When you are in a negative mind space, who do you turn to? Do they help you, come out of that? Do they give you positive thoughts, or do they get right in the boat, negative boat with you, girl? Yeah, child, because they always, if it ain't one thing, it's another. You want to be careful with that, sugar, because those type of thoughts, all they do is serve to keep you stuck right where you are. All right. So stinking thinking. Be aware of what's happening in your head and the thoughts that you have going in your head, creating a positive environment. Okay. So now you might be asking, well, how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I, be mindful of my thoughts? How do I create this positive environment or even take notice of when my environment might not be so positive? Okay. I'm glad you asked, sugar. Here's an activity that I want you to do. It's called Caught a Thought. All right. It's something that I actually give to my coaching clients. And it's really, really simple. The only thing you have to do with this is just pay attention to your thoughts. Like literally pay attention to your thoughts. What exactly are you thinking in that moment, in real time? Okay. Take a second, take a beat to just wait. Where did why am I thinking about bacon all of a sudden? It can be something as innocuous as that, or it could be something like, wait a minute, why do I think they're a bad person? Why do I think that I'm not enough? Wait, why did I just think that I could never have a career doing this? Why did I just think that? And I want you to start actually journaling your thoughts, journaling what you thought and why. That will cause you to be more mindful of what you're thinking and actually start you to questioning your thoughts, looking at your thoughts from a almost like a Sherlock Holmes, an objective standpoint to say, all right, wait, what am I thinking? Why am I thinking that? Where did that thought come from? Do I want that thought to continue to hang around? Pay attention to your thoughts when you are in certain environments. There are certain environments that I cannot go into because I am very aware of what happens in my thoughts when I get into that environment, when I get around these types of people, okay, and what that does in me and within my thoughts. Okay, so you need to be aware of that because that might help you to decide who you need to maybe limit some time with, who you may need to put some boundaries, with. And again, if you've missed my episode where I told you the difference between boundaries and barriers, and I explained to you exactly what boundaries are, why you need them, and how to set them, check out that episode. I put the link here and it's in the description below so that you can understand what I mean when I say boundaries. It's not about them, it's about you. You have realized something about your thoughts that happen when you are in their presence. So it's your responsibility to put a boundary on you so that you can keep your mental environment positive, so that you can keep your physical environment positive. Okay. So that's what I want you to focus on. Those two things. Pay attention to your thoughts, catch your thoughts, and then ask yourself why. Why am I thinking that? Journal that thing out. Okay. And let's just take a look at what patterns start to come up that you have in your thoughts that you might not have even known are there. And I can guarantee once you start looking at the patterns in your thoughts, your thought patterns, it will start to illuminate where you may need to make some adjustments and how you can continue to proceed forward with achieving your goals. All right, Sugar. Now, stay tuned because next week we are going to talk about the second element, which is our emotions. And again, spoiler alert, Sugar, our thoughts impact our emotions. All right. What you think turns into how you feel. And how you feel, I'm just going to leave it there, Sugar. You're just going to have to come back so that you can connect all these dots with me. All right, Sugar? Thanks for watching, Sugar. See you in the next video.